of times, man, for real, a lot of dudes, they dying over a lint ball in their pocket. Meaning, like, I ain't seen a person with a $15,000 contract on their head.
Niggas dying over $50 arguments. Niggas
$50 arguments, $20 arguments. You know what, man, I appreciate you even taking the time to even say something, man, because, you know, first thing, if somebody see, you know, camera, first somebody think the police.
Last thing I'm gonna say for real on camera, if it's somebody out there feel like you doing bad, feel like, man, look, that was a nigga with a worse situation than you.
It's nothing like what TV show, you feel me? It's like 3 times worse. It's a lot worse than what people think. It's a jungle, for real.
I was actually working with people that had MHMR disabilities, and I got fired from that job. And I was sitting for about a couple months wondering, and being a mailman was always something that I always thought would be a great job for me, something that I would fit in. But if I can say, if I was able to do it over and if I was a little bit smarter, I would have been a psychology major and a sociology minor. I think that, you know, would coincide pretty good with everything. But actually being a sociology major and being a mailman, it kind of works with this because I'm working with society the whole time. You have to work like a slave whenever you first start. They consider you part-time, but you're more or less just a working slave, and they'll have you just working hours on top of hours. And if you can survive doing that and working all day long and not knowing where to go. I'm sorry, I have a package that I have in the truck for you.
Okay.
I gotta drive up.
Thank you.
All right. You meet all kinds of people. It's all kinds. Some you would like to think are racist because you'll see people getting out their cars and they'll see you coming and and it seems like they'll hurry up and run into the house like they don't want to talk to you or get your mail or anything like that. Whenever you don't have a job, trying to find a job is a job. Some people can be like discouraged from getting a certain job because they don't want to take drug screens or anything like that. It is difficult to find a job when you don't have one.
I'm trying to switch a job now is because I no longer work at the job that I was at. It's harder now because they judge me on the way that I like the color of my skin, basically. My color speaks before my words. Things that they look for at a job interview when you go to a job interview, they're looking for you to dress nice. What they're not realizing, not everybody wants to dress like that. Everybody has a different preference on how they dress. Now, there's just some people who are more laid back. They'd rather wear sweatpants and shoes and just a t-shirt and maybe a hat over their head to hide whatever haircut, or if they didn't do their hair. They're more worried about them getting up out of their bed and getting ready for the day. This person got up out of their bed and just came to you, which means they obviously had good thoughts. If you guys sat here and told me you would never amount to anything, eventually I'm gonna believe that. So it's more that black people listen to the white people because that's what we had to do our whole life, you know what I mean? Like they have to do that for so long that now that they're out of it, they don't know how to act. Keep hearing that black people do this, black people do that, black people should be this way, black people should be that way. So now they're like, oh, okay, I'll never amount to anything. All right, well then I'm just gonna sit here and sell drugs then. You already let me know that you're not gonna help me get there, so that's why they're just like, they're giving up easily.
Oh, I learned when I was locked up. Jail.
in prison?
Yes.
For what?
Personal business. I was not.
So a few words about it?
Street activity.
Just a little story in brief.
Well, I sold drugs. Why?
Yeah.
Because the environment I lived in, that's what it was. I grew up in the streets of Philadelphia. So, you know, selling drugs and getting women was the thing. I sold drugs from 15 until I went to jail, 16. Altogether, I gave them 21 years. I was addicted to the lifestyle. If I can make $1,000 in 3 hours, why go to work? Years. I was addicted to the lifestyle. If I can make $1,000 in 3 hours, why go to work? And I understand that I have a craft and I'm good at it. So all I did was transfer the street energy into barbering. What I make now as a barber, it's about the same, about $5,000 to $6,000 a month. Sometimes when you first start out as a drug dealer, you gotta spend 24 hours on the street. When you first start as a barber, you gotta give about 16 hours. Yeah, it's more dangerous being in the streets.
Why do people still stay there?
Because that's what they like. Just like in Russia, you got the Russian mob. That's what they like. We not gonna sugarcoat like everything is peachy. That's what they like. That's the life that they chose to live. Only they can change their mind. Just like I woke up one day and said I ain't going back to jail, they can do the same thing. Everybody get the same 24 hours. And it's what you want to do with that 24 hours.
Hold on, you eating, you got a job, you know what I'm saying? But you want me to just stop doing what I'm doing
right.
and getting paper, but you ain't gonna feed my family.
That's like coming,
you know what I'm saying?
That's like coming home from over to jail. When you think you're gonna change, right? But if you come home from over to jail, come right back to the same neighborhood, man, within a week, man, you gonna be back out there. If you coming home, my nigga, just go somewhere else, just try it. A lot of us don't even know nothing other than this hood.
And music.
Music. Why, you spit? You spit?
Yeah.
Yo, let me hear something real quick. Yeah, let me hear something. Hold on, let me
All I know is the hustle. Hard life, all I know is the struggle. Ain't had no money, all I knew was the hustle. Mother gone, got me feeling like and them peoples get me, I ain't telling them nothing. Play the bet, cause niggas be frontin', I'm shooting first, nigga, the discussion. Since a youngin', I was always thuggin'. Rob who you ain't taking nothing. Heights life, you'll lose your life. I know it's hard times, I'm trying to prepare mentally. Life in this cold world to tear you down physically. Hard work pays off, but the future's never promising. Black on black crime, what the we accomplishing? Life up less in schools than penitentiaries. The government help people, but he don't do shit for me. If it was up to them, a lot of lives would be history. Simply, I'ma keep moving to the end of me. The smart man lasts the longest, boy, I plays with efficiency. You know about my history, hard times literally. I'm trying to make an industry, I'm tired of feeling misery.
This is a dangerous neighborhood, actually. This is only my third full year of working this job in this neighborhood. I've heard gunshots while I was walking down the streets. Even a girl getting assaulted one time by a guy and some domestic violence type stuff. People get all kinds of letters. It's usually like what most of our mail consists of is junk mail. Something that we're really not supposed to say, because that basically keeps us with a job. You can be approached by certain people to maybe deliver a package, like a drug package or something like that, which is definitely frowned upon for us to do. It's not a good thing there. They'll offer you some money and, you know, try to persuade you to deliver a package, and then next thing you know, you do it that one time, then they want you to do it again and again and again. No, actually, I was actually approached right here on this street by somebody like sitting there, like he wanted to tell me about drug prices and stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't know anything about it, you know. I don't dip into anything like that. That's not my cup of tea and stuff. My personal opinion on that is, you know, to each his own. Everybody has their own comfortability level of what they feel like they want to do or whatever. Like, I definitely don't look down upon anybody that sells drugs or anything, because in all actuality, they have more heart to do that than what I did. He would come into my room whenever I would be sleeping. He would steal my money. He took my bike and sold it one time. He sold his own shoes off his feet one time. All this in the name of getting drugs. It all depends on people's preferences. There's actually people that sell drugs and they still hold a steady job at the same time. You know, it all depends on how the person is and and how they want to work with things, you know? Like if you're selling drugs and you have a steady job on top of that, the steady job basically masks what you're doing, you know? And it's like a cover up for the dirt that you're actually doing up underneath. Drugs is always all about the money. It's always about the money. It's never been a choice of mine. Like I said, I don't have the heart to do that. And I don't see myself ending up in jail just for a quick buck. If you don't have any thought process towards the future, then you're really not getting anywhere in life. That's how I look at it.
I'm a little old school, but let me kick a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I sit back and reminisce about some of my old days. Deep as the abyss in a lot of crazy ways. You see, I didn't used to be the goody two-shoe. I was a yo with my crew, but now I'm new, boo. But when you think about it, we didn't talk about it. Me and my crew back then, we was bout it. And I really don't know how I even made it this far when I sit back and think it's bizarre. But I guess the Lord must have been checking me. In fact, the Lord must have been blessing me to allow those bullets to go around me. So G can see another day be. So now it's my job to get back to the community. It's like having diplomatic immunity. This evil world is nothing they can do to me. And Armageddon, you better know what's soon to be.
Do you guys have like any security positions open?
Actually, not in this building, but if you would like to apply online for Ally Universal.
Okay.
I try to first share my own testimony because for me, you know, I was a problem. For me, I know what it is to be looking at charges, you know, racketeering, you know, assault, battery, handgun. But also, I'm in that same situation where I can share with them, yes, and I have my bachelor's degree now, my master's degree, my doctorate degree. I started transitional housing for gang members. I started independent living program for young men aging out of foster care. Started a recording studio for young people. And I started going around the country helping young people to not be born an original and die a copy. Don't be born something special and then you die trying to be like everybody else. These brothers are actually from overseas, you know, and all together. Yeah. Like some of them are actually from Moscow. Moscow? Yeah. I know that's crazy. Yeah, I know that's right. See, you in Baltimore, I told you in Baltimore, you get the best of Baltimore right here. People can change. And if you really want to see one of them, you looking at them. Somebody who threatened people, somebody who kicked in doors, somebody who have done some things that I'm not proud of, but I'm now, and I've been invited to go to places like the White House or Congress. I've been invited to go places that you would never think of. So I had a principal that placed a bet I wouldn't make it to 21, a counselor that said I shouldn't attempt to go to college, and a state's attorney who said this young man shouldn't be allowed to go back into the community. and I'm the same person that received the National Dr. Martin Luther King Award. It's just almost insane. So I have to share some of my story so that they can see that it's a chance about change. And that's really what I am about. I'm about change.
They reject me again. Told me that I would have to apply online.
Spiritual is first, physical is second, but wealth is very important. But what's important is what an individual thinks of themselves. Actually, the scripture says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Now, discrimination, that's different. Discrimination is an act. It's something that an individual does against someone because they might not like it. Well, they say that's illegal.
It's irritating me. I don't want to keep doing that, walking in and out of that place. I don't have no money in my pocket. Don't nobody care about me. Life is just too much right now for this. I just want to go home. Like I'm upset. Like I can't do this. But I just try every day because it makes me happy to get up and smile, or to get up and try to do something to better my life.
What you think of me because of the color of my skin, that's your problem, okay? Because I know who I am. Man looks on the outward appearance, but God always looks upon the heart.
I can't go anymore. Because I can't always think that things are going to be good either, though, because ain't nothing with it. Basically, I feel like ain't nothing good coming of like the everyday life living out here. It don't make it easy for a young black man to do anything. And I've been trying to make it easier for myself. Every time I try to make it easier for myself, someone wants to make it harder for me. They want me to apply online on everything. I can't just go in with a resume and dress nice anymore. I mean, not a chance someone will give me. I've asserted myself, but I can't do anything if no one will help me do it. I can only help myself, but I'm helping myself with the tools that I have, and it's not enough, obviously, for other people. So it's a little harder for you to actually get to where you want to be because they have so many obstacles in front of you.